The Black Lives Matter movement was created in 2013 to highlight and advocate for the protection of Black people's lives against racially charged violence. In light of a resurgence in the Black Lives Matter movement this year, the All Lives Matter movement was created as a counter to the former movement and vies for an equal amount of advocacy placed for people of all backgrounds. We spoke to a couple of students on campus to hear their perspectives on both movements.
I think it's combative because it's only been brought up after the Black Lives Matter movement, so I think they're just using it to refute what we're saying.
I mean, they say all lives matter, but as you said, some lives are excluded. All lives matter tends to be composed of a lot of people who are more on the right side of the spectrum on, conservatives and Republicans, and they tend to oppose, LGBT plus people and immigrants and a lot of more minority groups. And so, they don't even really pretend to include everyone like they claim they do. I think that it was a movement that was started because people didn't like how we were bringing, how the Black Lives Matter movement was bringing to light a lot of the systematic issues that came when it came to oppression of Black people. And so there was this entire kind of counter movement that was created to oppose that.
It doesn't include all lives, period. I'm sure most of them wouldn't include LGBTQ, most of them wouldn't include immigrants, most of them wouldn't include a lot of people who they disagree with. So of course they don't include all Black people.
There's a lot of people who are very dedicated to the movement, who care very much about trying to promote the welfare and take down systematic oppression, but unfortunately systematic oppression is something that takes a very long time to undo. So it's going to be one of those things that people have to keep fighting for until they eventually succeed.
Progress is slow, so it's probably going to be continuing even 7 years after this because it takes a long time to see the change that makes a movement unnecessary. Like once the change happens, we won't need a movement. So until that happens, we'll have to keep going, and that's probably going to take a while.
If All Lives Matter actually did what they claimed that they did, maybe there might be a chance, because then they would actually be trying to promote the welfare of all people, which would, include Black people. But as it stands, that's not really what they try to do. So there's no really way for them to coexist.
The All Lives Matter is distracting from the Black Lives Matter. So if they do coexist, then Black Lives Matter will be around longer because they have to fight against the All Lives Matter so their problems could be heard. So I think having them at the same time is not getting anything done.
So, what did you think about this topic? Definitely go follow us on social media. My name is Kelsey Bolden, and this is the Unheard Word.